everybody. Thank you again for joining me on my mat. I hope you are all very well. I've had another request, and the request today is hamstrings. So yes, obviously yoga improves your flexibility, but more so when you're in those deeper, more yin kinds of stretches. So I thought I would do a real specific sort of class, 15-20 minute breakout just for hamstrings today. So it's not going to be a flowy kind of vinyasa. It's going to be going into those postures, just holding them for a little bit longer, but keeping them fairly active as well. So make sure with all of these, hamstrings wise, hamstrings shouldn't debilitate your practice too much, more so just with your forward folds. And for those kind of standing sequences like Padagusthasana, all of those, it might just kind of stop you from getting into those postures. But yes, this is going to be a great one for lengthening out your hamstrings, for getting you stronger in those hamstrings as well. That is also really, really important. And so we'll begin. So we're going to start, if you have already taken a flow, this is perfect, so you should be nice and warm. If you haven't, just take a couple of rounds of your vinyasa flow. Perhaps pause me now. Take a few sun sal A's, maybe a few sun sal B's, and we'll get going. So we're going to start coming into our down face dog to start off with. So if you have a block, a prop, and even a strap, that can also be used as well. So coming into down face dog, starting off a nice range for down face dog is having the hands right underneath the shoulders, curling the toes under, coming into a high plank, and then directly waving the body back from there into down dog. Fingertips spreading lovely and wide, gaze is right between the thighs. Don't worry if your heels don't touch, because we're going to bend the knees on the inhale, and on the exhale, draw the heels down. Inhale, begin to bend. Exhale, draw those heels down. Continue just bending and lifting through with the breath. Inhaling, exhale, inhale, exhale. Know that you can come down at any point. Come down into tabletop, come down onto all fours, child's pose. Once you're ready, you can hold your down dog. Perhaps begin to pedal the feet. If that works for you, dropping the knees in. And then again, holding. So as you come to take this hold, if it's a little bit too much, you can take the feet wider, lifting the hips that little bit higher. Gaze is right between the thighs. So we're going to hold our down dog now for another 5 breaths. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. If you take Ujjayi breath, you're welcome to purse the lips together. Continue to breathe in and out. The hips lifting high. Know that you can come down at any point. Our final 2 breaths, breathing in. Exhaling. Breathing in. Exhaling. When we're ready, we're going to look between the space in our hands. Just gently walk our hands back just enough. And when we do so, we're going to walk our feet towards our hands. Softening through the knees. Just taking that forward fold. Padagusthasana. Dropping ourselves forwards. Our feet here are still hip distance apart. Keeping the knees soft. If you're able to, you can start to lengthen through the legs just a little bit more. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, exhale. Drawing yourself down, let the head hang heavy, perhaps even taking hold of opposite elbow, moving yourself from side to side. Inhaling, exhale. Notice when you go side to side, if you feel one side more than the other. Spreading the toes lovely and wide, equal distribution through the 4 corners of the feet. When you're ready, you're going to begin to soften through the knees, gazing forwards, either hands onto, fingertips down onto the mat, hands onto your shins, or perhaps even using that block out in front of you. Remember, the block has the 3 different heights as well. On the inhale, pushing off the block, straightening the legs, coming forwards into Ardha Uttanasana variation. Exhale, draw yourself down, hands to the backs of the legs, elbows wide. Inhale, forwards. Flat back. Exhale, draw yourself back down. Elbows lovely and wide. Draw yourself through. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, draw yourself down. Last two, inhale, flat back. Exhale, draw yourself down. Perhaps on this one you lower the block down or just fingertips to the mat. Inhale. Exhale, draw yourself down. Elbows lovely and wide. From there, beginning just to roll up vertebra by vertebra, lengthen through. Just notice how the legs feel and roll the shoulders back up and down. Back up and down. On the inhale, rise both arms all the way up. On the exhale, soften through the knees again and take that forward fold. From there, we're going to take the right hand all the way underneath heart centre. Perhaps use the block or just fingertips. Soften through the right knee, straighten through the left, and open into that twist. Inhale. Exhale, release, and switch sides. Opening through the right arm, left knee bends, left fingertips to the mat, or to your block. Exhale to release. Inhale to open up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to open. Exhale to release. Working through the legs, stretching those legs back. Last one either side. Inhale, open. Exhale, release. Last side, inhale. Exhale. As we take this one, we're going to go back through the other side and just come into a hold. Now, a nice option here is to work through Bird of Paradise. So you can start to release that arm behind you. Perhaps just holding onto the thigh or taking it to your lower back. Again, you're welcome to use that block right underneath heart centre. Pressing through, straightening through that leg. And if you'd like, you can even take that right arm through and begin to bind the fingertips underneath. Breathing in, breathing out. You can come onto the toe, perhaps just work through that back leg, adding some more weight to the left side. And then releasing. Opening back up through the left. Exhale, low. As you lower, switching that left hand to your brick, to your block, to the mat. Opening through that right side. Pushing the hips behind you. Breathing in. Breathing out. And again, if you have that bind, turning the palm to face away, dropping fingertips to the lower back, to the hip. And if you have any more, you can start to take that left arm through, taking hold, coming into that bind. And again, adding some more weight onto the right foot. It's always just an option. Breathing in. You can stay with just the twists. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. When you're ready, begin to release, rolling all the way down, coming back into that forward fold, softening through the knees if you need to. Inhale, exhale. On the inhale, begin to round up through the spine again, rolling the shoulders back and down, drawing your feet together. Inhale, lifting all the way up through the arms. Exhale, if you'd like, you can dive over, drawing belly in, or again, soften the knees and drop yourself forwards. As you drop yourself forwards, you're going to step that left foot back, straight away, drop down onto the knee, uncurl the toe. You can use the block again to the inside and just start to come up if you have both blocks. Tucking tailbone under, just coming into that low crescent lunge, Asana. So once you're there, keep tucking under, stretching through the fingertips if that feels good, or just working through that front leg. You can even come into a runner's lunge, just balancing the fingertips either side. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. So you should start to feel that underneath that right side. You'll also have a stretch through the left hip flexors. Make sure you continue to press down through the back foot, spreading the front toes wide on the Inhale. Exhale. You're welcome to rise and come up a little bit taller for 2 breaths. And even reaching up with the arms for your final 2 breaths. And then slowly, as you release the fingertips, we're going to move those fingertips back and drop ourselves into our half Hanuman split. So from there, drawing that right hip back, putting some weight through the fingertips. You can keep softness in the knee and just press the foot down and feel the stretch in the belly of the hamstring. Or you can lengthen through the leg and begin to lift the toe up, a bit more of a stretch into the calf muscle as well as the hamstring. And of course, you're welcome to take blocks either side of you. Work through the different heights of the blocks. If you're working on your half Hanuman split, or even moving into your full split, you're also welcome to take that block right underneath the belly of the hamstring. Try not to place it on any joints. And as you move forwards, to come into a slightly different variation of the posture, flexing the foot again so it stays nice and active. Fingertips either side, perhaps even just work through. Turning the hips to face the centre, shoulders back and down, working through the hamstring. So lots of variations in the pose. Taking your final few breaths wherever you are in this half Hanuman split. Inhaling, exhale, inhale, exhale. From there, we're going to move our body weight forwards, moving the blocks forwards as well with you, and we're just going to switch sides. So stepping back into a plank, know that you can take a vinyasa if that feels good. Switching through to the left side, dropping that back knee down and curling the toe. And then when you're ready, left foot forwards, right leg behind you. Begin to rise, come up. Tuck your tailbone under, plant down through the 4 corners of that front foot. Pressing through the back heel. Keeping hands on hips, hands on the knee, or rising up. You're welcome to then lower yourself through into the Asana pose, starting to feel the stretch on the underneath side of that left hamstring. And again, you can always drop fingertips either side, perhaps even to your blocks. Taking a little bit of weight out through the legs. Work with what feels good. Just make sure that knee isn't going beyond the toes. Holding there. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale. Exhale. Again, you can rise, come up, hands to the knee, hands overhead. And when you're ready, just begin to release the fingertips. Start to draw the hip back, especially on that left side, and work into your half Hanuman split. So again, soften through the knee, walk the foot back if the hamstring's a little bit too tight, or start to draw that foot back. Toes pointing towards your shin, crown of the head is forwards rather than down. Keep creating space through the chest and the heart. Notice that the back leg is still fairly active. I'm still kind of pressing into my back foot just to guide me. And again, if you have blocks, you can take them just either side, placing weight through that. Inhaling, exhale. And of course, if you have more in your practice, you want to slide the back leg behind a little bit more, the front leg can come forwards, moving that block onto its side, placing it right underneath the hamstring itself, and guiding your weight onto that foot. And again, know that you have those different variations of the block. The back foot can then release. Either sit tall, flexing through the front foot, both hips coming forward, shoulders away from the ears, and really use your breath to get into this posture. Inhaling. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So staying in whatever half Hanuman split that you found. Continue to breathe into it, to relax into it. Stay active, but find ease. Inhaling. Exhale. Once you're ready, start to move the fingertips forwards, perhaps just start to ease out. So come on to a slightly less intense variation of the posture. From there, we're going to work our way all the way back through into our down face dog. Fingertips spreading wide, working our hips all the way up, and again you can pedal the feet, move through the hips, sway from side to side, work with what feels good. Breathing in, breathing out. Gaze is right between the thighs. Know you can keep those knees soft and the hips can come high. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last breath. From there, looking between the space in your hands, you're going to take a shorter stride with that right foot. Drop that back left foot down to about 30 degrees and then rise, come all the way up. So almost like our warrior one legs. From there, just walk that front foot out just another foot and begin to turn those hips round to face center. So we're going to come into our pyramid pose, Padagusthasana Uttanasana. So hips facing center, and a nice way to do that is drop that right hand to the hip, draw that back, and with the left arm reach forwards. Once you're there, inhale, squeeze those shoulder blades back, and on the exhale, keeping both legs as straight as you can, begin to draw yourself down. Nice flat back. Keep placing your hands right into the hip crease, and draw that right hip back. Again, you can always come down onto a block, and breathe into the block, breathe into that front right leg. And again, we can do exactly the same as we did with our Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, lowering. Inhale, push away and lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, push away and lift. And know you can do the same with fingertips either side. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one. And lower through. As you lower through, you might release the fingertips behind you, walking them away. You might keep them just to the side, or perhaps draw them back onto your hips. Or again, just place them onto a block, a single block, both blocks either side of you. Work with what feels good. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, exhale. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, exhale. Find a little bit of softness through that front knee first. Placing both hands either side, waving yourself back to your down dog. You can drop onto the knees, find a child's pose if that feels good, or continue to move the hips around, bending the knees, breathing in, breathing out. When you're ready, look between the space in your hands, stride that left foot through, just a short stride, drawing the right foot in to 30 degrees. As you rise and come up, draw both hands all the way back to the hips. As the hands come to the hips, work those hips to face forwards. Left hip comes back, right hip forwards, and again you can draw that right arm through. From there, straighten the legs and open up the chest and the heart. Exhale, draw yourself down, the crown of the head coming forwards, drawing that left hip back again. Nice flat back. Holding in the flat back, or again, fingertips can come down to the block, to the mat, and just take that hold. Breathing in. Exhaling. Using Ujjayi breath, ocean breath. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale, creating that space, and on the exhale, moving into that space. Left hip draws back, right hip comes through, nice flat back. Inhaling, exhale. When you're ready, we're going to start to move. On the inhale, lift. On the exhale, draw yourself down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Work through the fingertips, the hands, the position where it feels good, where you can get the most out of the stretch. Last two. Inhaling. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. When you're ready, holding that posture wherever you are, perhaps taking the hands to the hips, to opposite elbow, over the head if that feels good. Lots of variations in this posture. Keep guiding that left hip back, working all the way into your hamstrings, breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, exhale, last breath. Start to find a little bit of softness through that front knee. Work that back foot a little bit further back to give you space to drop yourself all the way back through into your down dog. Once you've met your down dog, start to come onto the knees and drop yourself all the way round and down onto your back. As you come onto your back, we're going to just take our final closing postures. So as we come down, just draw the knees in. Massage out the lower back. If you have a belt or a strap, you're welcome to take that. We're going to work through that right leg just to start off with. Knees into chest. Coming just straight into our hamstring. Supta position. If you can, keep those shoulders down and relaxed. Flexing the foot, and you can do exactly the same thing, just holding the hamstring on that side. Drawing the foot in, soften through the knee to get more into the belly of the hamstring if that feels good. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale. Exhale. See what it feels like to flex and to point. And slowly, when you're ready, you're going to guide just the right hand holding that strap, and you're going to draw that right knee out to the side. So just taking a little bit more of a stretch around the insertion to the glute, to the tendon, and then into that hamstring a little bit more as the knee bends. Flexing the foot so it's parallel with the ceiling. You can of course take that with the full hand to the outside. Or taking the hand to the outside of the shin, keeping that knee bent in. Both legs dropping down. Try and find softness through the shoulders and the neck. And then when you're ready, begin to release. Draw the leg all the way up, releasing the strap, drawing the knee in, and then switching sides. As you switch sides, just take a moment to draw the knee in, perhaps move around in the hip that little bit more. And then again, just begin to extend through the leg, using the strap, a belt, anything that you have to get into that hamstring. Shoulders releasing down to the mat, flexing the foot. Again, find softness if that's a little bit easier for you. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, exhale. So know that you can stay in any of these postures for as long as you like. You can come back to them. You can take this sequence at the end of any flows just to add on. And then taking that strap with the left hand, bending that knee, perhaps even taking the hand to the outside of the foot, coming into that half happy baby, half stirrup. Dropping that right side down. Working a little bit higher into the glute as well. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, exhale. When you're ready, start to ease off. Lengthen through the leg and then draw the knee all the way back in towards the chest. Massage out the lower back. Both knees in. Let's take a twist. Do whatever you need to do now if you want to move on to some breath work. As it's done, you should feel that your hamstrings have just gained lots more length. Thank you so much for joining me on my mat again. I hope you are all well and enjoy that. Namaste.